Snowline Gold is an explorer in the Yukon, which is commencing an 8,000-meter drill program with lots of potential stock catalysts. Scott Berdahl is CEO and has deep Yukon roots. Scott, welcome back to Kitco.
Thanks, Michael. Great to be here.
Scott, maybe start with what you're focused on. You said the analog is Nevada's Great Basin. What is that and why is it significant?
So Nevada's Great Basin is, of course, the host to some of the most prolific gold fields on the planet, specifically the Carlin Trends. And these are big, deep-seated structures controlling mineralization at surface that has produced, many tens of millions of ounces over the past few decades. And I think something like 200 million ounces in total resources there. So it's it's a very fertile gold camp, and finding an analog would be pretty exciting. And the rocks in the area, in our flagship project areas, are very analogous in a lot of ways. They formed off the same coast of North America at the same time as the Great Basin. And they formed sort of in the same structural setting that the rocks in Nevada did. You don't really see that structural setting anywhere else along that belt from Nevada up to the Yukon until you get back into the Yukon. And so, we're pretty excited by that. And beyond just, we're actually not seeing, we have some Carlin prospectivity for that type of mineralization in Nevada, but we're seeing a whole bunch of different types of gold mineralization associated with this same sort of environment. So we're pretty happy. And the parallels aren't just to Nevada, they are to some other very prolific gold camps throughout the world, like Central Asia. You have these same sort of semi-passive margin sequences. You have the same sort of sequences in Southern Australia and essentially some of the world's great gold camps. And so here we are sitting in one that has seen very little exploration. We're finding huge anomalies and we're drilling them and we're getting some spectacular results. So it's a pretty exciting place to be.
Maybe you could situate Snowline in the Yukon and maybe highlight some of the top projects, top discoveries you're looking at, Scott.
Yeah, so we have 7 projects throughout the Yukon, but 4 of those are concentrated in the Snowline Basin, the analog to the Great Basin. And those projects are specifically up near the Northwest Territories border, northwest of McMillan Pass. Our closest neighbor to the south is Fireweed Zinc, and obviously they've been in the news a lot lately too. So that's really where we're focused at this point. We have a central camp location amidst those 4 projects, and we're going strong.
I think we should just situate that the Yukon has really been on a roll. So you have the mine that came on just a handful of years with Victoria Gold, what they're doing at Eagle, never mind at Alexco. And then there's also been, you see significant development in terms of the majors that have been coming in.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good few years here, and certainly Victoria Gold is doing a great job in kind of showing what can be done in the Yukon, and others are kind of taking steps to follow. You have Western Copper and Gold and their Casino project kind of moving ahead. You have Newmont with the Coffee project, which of course was itself a pretty grassroots discovery not that long ago. And taken out from Kaminak by Goldcorp in 2016. So, there are a lot of exciting developments, and majors are certainly looking under the hood. And what is, the rocks have always been here; they've always been good, and I think more and more companies are realizing the stable politics count for a lot, and the Yukon is a very fertile and very stable jurisdiction.
Now, Scott, help me out. I think you're more on the exploration spectrum, but you're really building upon a lot of previous exploration work.
Exactly. So we are a new company, but we were lucky enough to sort of skip, as a company anyway, that generative phase, that really high risk kind of slow burn cycle where, it might take you a year or 3 or 5 or even more to really hone in on, what exactly you're looking to build out. We launched Snowline around, following more than 3 decades of prospecting. My dad started prospecting in the 1980s, and we had a lot of our flagship projects within Snowline now were optioned out to various companies who did a lot of work, spent many millions of dollars in generating big data sets and some interesting discoveries. And so we got to come out of the gates with that, and that was sort of the catalyst for creating Snowline in the first place, was having these huge data sets and these huge land packages and just looking and seeing that, there is something very special here potentially. And so yeah, we basically got to start at that discovery phase, and really with our first few drill holes last year, started discovering. So that was a great proof of concept, and we're really excited to build on that this year.
Talk about your team at Snowline, Scott.
We've got a really young and dynamic team. I'm really excited at how that's come together, and then with some really deep roots in the Yukon and also a lot of experience to build on. So, the chair of the company is Craig Hart. We're currently drilling reduced intrusion-related gold systems. He is a world-leading expert on intrusion-related gold systems. He basically wrote the papers that that we go to for figuring these systems out. And then, at the team level, we've got basically people who come in from various roles, kind of what I would say right at that most exciting point in their careers, where they've built that experience, whether it's in project management, whether it's in geology, and so on. And we are, we're basically right there where people are looking to prove themselves and have the experience to build on. And it really shows in the way that things are quickly coming together and that we're quickly putting these discoveries together.
Who's in the Selwyn Basin, Scott? How is it engaging with the community?
So our projects are in the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe First Nation, and there are several communities in the Selwyn Basin as well, and our operations are based out of the town of Mayo, and we've been very open and transparent and basically forthright in our work there. I've been actually reaching out to the First Nation before even launching the company, and then we try to have as much of a presence on the ground there as we can, participating in events like the recent career day for recruiting for our projects, and trying to really build a company that is good for not just for the Anishinaabe First Nation and for the community of Mayo, but for the Yukon as a whole. As a born and raised Yukoner, raising a family here, that community aspect is very important. And we're also looking at building out our economic partnerships as well. So we do put an emphasis where possible on hiring local and working with local companies. And we have built several partnerships with First Nations owned businesses that have really helped us in moving our project ahead. And we're actually continuing to build on those and have some more exciting ventures to announce in the near future.
Are you funded?
We are. We did a big charity flow-through raise last year for $7 million, which funds our $7 million exploration program. And in addition to that, we have about 15 million warrants out, all of which are in the money. And those are priced at 50 cents and 75 cents, with the 50-cent round expiring in February. And so those have been flowing in pretty steadily. And so that has certainly, it helps. It kind of gives us more flexibility and a little bit more ability to scale as we go after these projects.
I want to get to some catalyst, Scott, but let's stick a little bit more with your capital structure, and then you have some pretty significant shareholders.
Yeah, and so we're right now we're at about 105 million shares outstanding, and then of course there are those warrants that I mentioned and a few options, which brings the fully diluted position to 125 million shares. Among those shareholders are some great backers of the company and some great resources to lean on as we built out the company. And our largest shareholder, apart from the prospectors vending out the company, is Crescat Capital, who bought in to a 16.5% stake, which is actually 19.9 or so partially diluted. So they basically bought as much as they can, which is a very encouraging sign. Then we have Keith Newmeyer is also another major shareholder who was very instrumental in launching Snowline and recognizing the potential in the portfolio, and continues to provide his guidance to the company.
Finishing, Scott, what's the milestones over the next 12 months?
We have a lot to look forward to. So we have 2 drills actively turning. Right now they're on on the Valley target, which is a reduced intrusion, a big bulk tonnage system out there. And already we're very excited to see vein densities, we won't have assays back for weeks yet, but the vein densities that we're seeing are make us very excited. So we're really excited to see those assay results when they come back. And really, on the discoveries we made last year, we're drilling to build out scale. So I think that you have two potential catalysts there, where you have holes like the holes that we're seeing come out of the ground right now, which could be headline holes in their own right. But then you also have the significance and the context of these holes, where we're doing big step outs and really trying to prove scale in these systems. So if we step out 300 meters, if we step out 600 meters and we continue to hit, then that really shows, on the back of many napkins, and including our own, what we're onto here, and really gives an idea of, the potential for the ounces that might be in the ground out there. And then beyond that, we are drilling other targets too that we haven't tested before. And some of those are on geochemical footprints and just alteration footprints that are even bigger than the targets we've already made our discoveries on. So that's a third tier for a potential catalyst, is just new discoveries out there, and potentially some very exciting new discoveries.
Scott, thanks for speaking with Kitco.
Thank you, Michael. Always a pleasure.
He's Scott Berdahl. He is CEO of Snowline. My name is Michael McRae, and you're watching Kitco Mining.